Okay, ladies and gentlemen, welcome. The theme of my conference is very easy. No innovation, no life. No innovation, no future. We all belong to planet Earth, and we are all born by a mother. And if the child cannot innovate, the child cannot grow. We have to innovate from the day we are born. We have to innovate from the day we are born. Then we get education, and then we lose a lot of creativity because because education formats us. We enter into a frame, and the more we frame kids through religion, through education, the more children are slowly losing their innovative spirit, their creativity, and they become formatted and just normal people. That's why very many artists say, I want to find the creativity of the child again. So innovation, creativity, at the end of the day, is more powerful than knowledge. Yeah, knowledge is so easy for anybody to get. Of course, you have to study, you have to learn, but knowledge is there whenever you want. With the new technology, whatever, with all the universities, knowledge is for everybody here. And where is innovation? Where is creativity? Innovation and creativity is above knowledge. That is what you put on top of knowledge. And thanks God, innovation and creativity, people normally cannot learn. That gives the huge advantage to the ones who are innovative. If everybody could learn creativity, if everybody could learn innovation, we would have to invent something more or different to make the difference between the people who have learned something and the people who are innovative. So innovation, creativity is definitely more powerful, is much stronger than knowledge. And today, especially today, into today's environment, where we have so much competition, where speed is so important, we definitely need to always think different. In my company, we have a very easy rule. Whatever we do, whatever, in any field, we always try to be the first and or to be unique and or to be different. And whatever the project is, we have to put the three conditions, and the project leader or the guy who brings the idea has to answer those three questions. If he says, yes, we will be the first, yes, we'll be unique, yes, we'll be different, it's finished. There is no budget anymore. Unlimited budget. No restriction. He can go ahead. Because whenever you are the first and different and unique, you cannot be wrong. You will win. And these three commands are the commands of my company. Of course, we make watches, but we don't care about watches. Especially we don't care because nobody buys a watch to read what time it is. I mean, people should, I hope nobody in this room has bought a watch exceeding 50 Swiss francs. Because if he has done it, then it's a total irrationality. It's a total stupidity somehow, considering how much money is worth. Because as soon as you go above 50 Swiss francs, you are totally irrational. Because the best you can buy at 50 Swiss francs is a Swatch watch, which is a Swiss watch, and nothing can beat 50 Swiss franc. Nobody can make a better quality than those 50 Swiss francs. So we have innovated. Knowing this, we said we have to invent something different. We have to make watches, but that are no more watches. We have to produce watches that you don't need for the timekeeping. Because everybody, whatever the price of the watch is which he will buy, he will look what time it is on his iPhone. Or he will look on the computer. Or he will look on the car, or wherever. So we invented a new way to wear a watch. And in order to bring this new way with a little provocation, we made a watch that was black, okay, with a black dial, all right, with black dots, all right, and with black hands. So when the watchmaker master saw it, he said to me, Mr. Biver, I have been 45 years in this business. If you expect me to produce watches like that, I will retire. Because he was 66 years old, and I had asked him to stay longer. In France, it would have been impossible to ask this. I don't know if there are some French guys here, but they know how impossible it would have been. So and I said to him, no, this is our future. Our future is to innovate and to get rid of the necessity of a watch to show what time it is. That's why I want to make it black, 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 black. It's like if you look at Big Ben in London and imagine the dial is black, the hands are black, the dots are black. There would be so many accidents because people would just try to see, to find out what time it is. Just go on with this, and the Swiss watch industry has done this huge exercise by innovating conceptually. It's a total, absolutely new innovation. The Swiss guys who developed traditional watchmaking art 400 years ago, they would wake up from their grounds and they would hit us to have done what we have done to them. But in those days, the innovation was precisely to make an instrument that would show you what time it is. And today, that's no more an innovation. The innovation is that we have changed the use of the watch. The watch has become a communicating tool, has become a dream, an emotion, whatever, but no more a rational product to show what time is it now. This concept is our only way of thinking. What I said before, whatever we do, we must always answer the three commands. Are we the first? Are we unique? Are we different? If yes, we go ahead. So creativity and innovation is a way of thinking. And in order to make people become innovative, we have created around, in our company, an atmosphere that brings people to be innovate. And the most important atmosphere is that you must permit people to do mistakes. If you give bonus for every mistake, then people make mistakes. But they make mistakes with a huge pleasure because they get an additional pay, an additional money for every mistake. And when you ask people to do a lot of mistakes, then people become very active and they start to trust themselves. The problem is, in many companies, people are afraid to be active. They are afraid to take initiatives. They are afraid to innovate. Because innovation brings uncertainty. When you innovate, you never know. Innovation is like a vision. It's not reality. The reality, you have to make it through later. And that, to bring people to take risks, to be active, you can only bring them to that stage if you are capable of forgiving mistakes. And how can you show that you forgive mistakes? You give a little bonus for every mistake. And I promise you, if you do that, little bonus, 100 to 1,000 Swiss francs for a mistake. If it's a very big mistake, a big bonus. If it's a small mistake, small bonus. So you see, it's also a very innovative way of bringing creativity out of everybody. Because finally, we were all innovative. We were all creative when we were 2 years old, and 3 years old, and 4 years old, and 5 years old. It's only later that we enter into a system, and we enter into education, into, and then slowly, we lose our creativity. And then we are ready to become a soldier, and we are ready to work. And then we need new rules. Like the French, we only need to work 35 hours. And then everybody is happy. But that's not the reality. The reality is we need this creativity in our blood, in our heart, in our brain, in our body. And then suddenly we realize that we don't work anymore, that we are just playing. Because children, when they play, they are creative and they never think they work. And when somebody plays, time flies. And nobody will require 6 or 5 hour working hours per day. If people work with creativity, if people work free, they can work and work and work. They even don't need Saturday and Sundays. Because when you are enjoying, you don't want to stop. I don't say that we should do like these Korean guys who liked so much the games on internet that he died because he worked so much he forgot to eat and suddenly he was dead. Only a Korean can do that. A normal guy would have stopped to go and eat or drink, but I admire these Korean people. I wish I had some in the company. We would need 30% less Swiss. 1 Korean, 3 Swiss. So now, innovation, creativity is the future. Is the future for every company. Is the future for every human being. We should really never forget this. It's also our own personal future. If we repeat, if we do like the others, so what's the sense? And to finish my presentation, I want to tell you a little story, very easy, and a story that you can really understand easily. Many years ago, in Japan, the Japanese discovered soccer, or called in Europe football. And they played even football. And to be gentle, the FIFA said, okay, you Japanese guys, we're going to give you the World Championship, the World Cup, Football World Cup in Japan and Korea. When we heard that, we said, wow, in 4 or 5 years, football will become popular in Japan. And so I was working at that time, I was on board of Omega, a watch brand. And my boss, I mean the boss of Japan, my director in Japan, said to me, we should take a Japanese guy as an ambassador for football. I said, are you crazy, Bruce? They don't know how to play. The French, eventually, the Italian for sure, the Brazilian for sure, but not a Japanese guy. He said, yeah, but in Japan, people care about the Japanese, not about the Brazilians. He said, okay, maybe in Japan, let's see. So I went to Japan one day, and he took advantage of my presence to go to the stadium and to watch this guy. So before it started, 11 Japanese on one side with a yellow T-shirt, 11 Japanese on the other side with a blue shirt, and in the middle, 3 referees in black shirt. So it's 11 plus 3, 25 guys. All the 25, same height. All the 25, same hair. All the 25, same legs. I said, my goodness, can you tell me where is your guy you want as an ambassador? And he said, wait, wait till I see the number. And then he said, it's number 13. I said, Bruce, goddamn, how will anybody recognize him? No, but the Japanese, they know his face. So he played football, these 25 guys, and I hardly never saw this guy. So at the end of the game, I said, finish, I don't want. And he said, no, please, 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 you don't understand. Again, you think Swiss, but we are here in Japan, you must think like the Japanese. I said, okay, you know what? I take him if he paints his hairs in Ferrari red. And Bruce looked at me. His name is Bruce Bailey. He said, what? I said, yes, he can paint his hair in red Ferrari. But you know what? That's not so crazy. So we talked with the manager of this football player, and the manager said, yes, I think he can do that. So from that day on, he painted his hair in red. And when you were watching a football game, you only saw him. You couldn't see the others. And we took him as an ambassador. He became even a good player. And because he had red hair, he was transferred to Genova, to an Italian club called Sampdoria. And he was the first Japanese well-known player. And he became known because he was just different. He was unique. And he was the only one. So we had our 3 commands to be the first, to be unique, and to be different. Just because he had his hair painted in Ferrari red. End of the story. That shows you that that is how we are all going to survive. We must be the first, and or different, and or unique. Ideally, all the 3 together. And that's innovation, that's creativity. And now you start to understand it is more powerful than knowledge. Much more. Much more. It's above knowledge. So knowledge is our base, and on top of this base, we have to build innovation, creativity. Ladies and gentlemen, it's 1 minute and 29 left for me to speak. I prefer to keep this 1 minute and 25 now for questions, because I don't know what to tell you anymore. Thank you.